Tammy Dana-Bashian, Mayor of Rowlett.
And I'm Brian Funderburk, Rowlett City Manager.
Welcome to the September 2021 edition of Spotlight on Rowlett. We're going to open today's show with a COVID awareness segment. Let's get started. I'm here with Emergency Management Coordinator Ed Balderas. Unfortunately, the pandemic is still ongoing. Can you give us an update for the citizens of Rowlett, please?
Now, the best way for you to protect yourself from COVID-19 is to get vaccinated. While the current approved and authorized COVID-19 vaccines may not be as effective in preventing you from getting or spreading the Delta or more recent variants as they were for the variants they were originally designed to fight, they're still highly effective in preventing serious complications, including hospitalization or death. And one of the major issues we're facing now is the number of hospitalized COVID-19 patients in the region. Many locations are providing vaccinations. If you are a Rowlett resident, you can get a COVID-19 vaccine without an appointment at the Garland Public Health Clinic located at 206 Carver Drive between 7:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And can you tell us a little bit about the booster shots that we're starting to hear about?
Third doses or booster shots of the Pfizer or Moderna mRNA vaccines are now being recommended for immunocompromised people. As early as September 20th, we expect that the Pfizer and Moderna booster shots will be available and expanded to anyone eligible for and wanting one. Additionally, we also expect that second doses of the J&J vaccine will be available in a few months. If you're eligible for a booster shot, we recommend first contacting your initial vaccine provider. However, Rowlett residents will be able to receive booster shots through the City of Garland Public Health Clinic. If you are currently eligible for a booster shot, you can visit our COVID-19 webpage or contact the clinic at 972-205-3370 for more information. Please continue to monitor the City of Rowlett's Facebook page and website for updated information on COVID-19 vaccine availability at rowlett.com/vaccine.
So besides getting vaccinated, Ed, what are some of the other steps citizens can take to protect themselves?
Another great way to protect yourself and others is by avoiding crowded places and poorly ventilated spaces, especially when masks are not worn. Speaking of masks, that's another great way to protect yourself and others when indoors. While COVID-19 is primarily spread through respiratory droplets, you can also reduce your exposure risk by washing your hands often, avoiding touching your eyes, nose, mouth with unwashed or sanitized hands, and by cleaning and disinfecting high-touch surfaces daily. Lastly, continuously monitor your health. Watch for common COVID-19 symptoms, including fever, cough, shortness of breath, loss of sense of smell or taste, and others. If you are feeling sick, get tested to help confirm the cause of your symptoms.
Thank you so much for stopping by and providing us with that information. As we said earlier, keep monitoring our social media site and our website. This is point in time information. It changes daily, hourly. So we really appreciate the update, and everybody stay informed.
The fiscal year 22 proposed budget takes into account available resources and allocates revenues to the highest strategic priorities identified in the city's 2018 strategic plan. These priorities guided the development of the proposed budget. On today's episode, I'd like to go over a few highlights of this year's budget with their corresponding strategic priority. Under the category of govern transparently and inclusively, we propose to keep the tax rate constant and lower the residential sewer rate by 5%. This is the third straight year for a reduction in the monthly water and sewer bill. To ensure a safe community, we've added a training battalion chief and fire extrication equipment, along with 4 new patrol officers and 2 detention officers. For strengthened neighborhood livability, we propose reorganizing our engineering functions into one standalone department and have added an inspector to enhance restaurant inspections. For investing in transportation and infrastructure, we've added an additional street repair patch truck and a crew, and a contract to map all Rowlett streets and alleys for payment condition. To promote operational excellence, we propose to establish an ongoing innovation fund for necessary technology replacements and upgrades. And we've added the position of internal auditor. Internal auditing is an independent objective assurance and consulting activity designed to add value and improve an organization's operations. Those are just some of the highlights in this year's proposed budget. I encourage you to read the entire budget, which is available for download on the city's website. Also, the recent City Council Budget Workshop session is now available on the streaming video page on Rowlett.com. It's not too late to share your input. The final public hearing on the ad valorem tax rate for the fiscal year 2022 budget will be held September 20th. The City Council will then vote on an ordinance formally adopting the fiscal year 2022 budget during the regular City Council meeting on Tuesday, September 21st. The new year then begins October 1, 2021. So Mayor, we are nearing the end of our annual budget process. As you know, this is pretty much a year-long process that we go through to go through all the discussions and do all the research and development for it. And this year has some really positive surprises.
You know, I think, I haven't counted for sure, but I think this is the 8th budget I've been through, and every single one of them is different and has their own peculiarities and challenges and you know, benefits to the community. It's a very, very important process. It's something that you and your staff spend an incredible amount of time on. It guides, you know, all decision making for the next year. So it's something that's important for our public to understand and have input on also.
Well, you know, unlike last year's budget process, which had an extraordinary amount of uncertainty, this year we're kind of back to a little bit more of the pre-COVID normal. So we were able to, you know, to better predict what's going to be coming up in this year. And the other thing was sales tax was a real positive. We had a pretty significant increase in sales taxes. And so I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I think, you know, the uncertainty last year was surrounding the property tax values because there were so many people, you know, protesting their values still late into the summer, and that has settled down somewhat this year because the tax districts didn't increase values as much as they had. So that's really given us a lot of stability and more certainty in our budgeting process. You're invited to join us for a momentous occasion in the Rowlett Fire Department history. It's the grand opening of Fire Station Number 2. Located on Schrady Road, just west of Dalrock, Fire Station Number 2 is a 20,000 square foot facility designed and built to accommodate future growth in the area and serve Rowlett citizens and businesses for the next 50 years. The Emergency Operations Center, or the EOC, is at the heart of the facility. It's been constructed to withstand 250-mile-an-hour winds with 8-foot steel reinforced walls. Energy efficiency was also a priority, and solid foam insulation in all walls and under the roof is one of the key features supporting that goal. With decor reflecting the history of Rowlett Fire Department, the station will also serve as a community facility, hosting the Citizen Fire Academy, along with sessions of City Academy and Citizen Police Academy, school tours, and other events. Fire Station 2 also includes a training center, providing high-level training opportunities to keep our community and our rescue personnel safe. Our firefighters, police, and public works staff can now meet their training needs at home here in Rowlett, instead of paying to use the City of Garland Training Center. The original Fire Station 2 on Dalrock Road has been in service since the early 1980s. Not only has our community outgrown the facility, but it was past its useful life. Therefore, its replacement was a priority bond project recommended by the citizen-led Community Investment Advisory Board. Rowlett residents agreed and voted to fund the design and construction of the new Fire Station 2 and the training center in the 2015 and 2018 bond elections. I want to thank Rowlett Fire Chief Neil Howard and his entire team for such careful and considerate management of this exemplary project. This is exciting stuff. You know, this facility has been open for a month or so now, and it's important and very necessary asset for our community, and I think we did so many things right in the construction of this project.
Mayor, I totally agree, and one thing that I'm very excited about is that we now have a hardened room for our Emergency Operations Center, and as you know, 2015 we had a terrible tornado that actually came through near where this new station would be. It could just as well have hit our police department or anywhere else or the fire station number 1 where we currently have our EOC, and it would have been unprotected. So we've built it for that purpose, and so it is state of the art. It absolutely is a fantastic community addition.
And very important for our firefighters. You know, the facility they were in was not okay. It was not, not of adequate size. There was just a lot of things wrong with keeping those firefighters in that facility. So very, very important for our firefighters, for our community also.
Well, and not only that, Mayor, but the location is a little more strategic too, particularly given the growth that we have in the southeast corner of the city. So again, just a very good project overall, and so pleased that we came in under budget.
Absolutely. Joining me today is Community Services Officer and Crime Prevention Specialist Dana Reeves from the Rowlett Police Department. Officer Reeves is active in numerous crime prevention programs to promote greater safety for our citizens. Welcome back to the show.
Nice to see you again, Mayor.
Can you give us a brief overview of what a citizen can do to make their home safer and less appealing for property crimes and crimes against persons?
You bet. Let's go over 5 basic tips that can help our citizens not become victims and beautify their homes and Rowlett at the same time. It's called crime prevention through environmental design. This is making the environment in which we live less desirable for criminals, and my focus is mainly and primarily on landscaping. Trees can get overgrown very easily. The lowest limb on a mature tree should be trimmed so that it's at 7 feet height. This allows for light to shine under and gives a better line of sight from the residents and also from the street. Grass being neatly trimmed. We've learned through the years that lawns being neatly trimmed shows ownership, and criminals just really don't like to go into those types of neighborhoods. Shrubs on your home and around your home should be trimmed at should not be allowed to be any higher than 3 feet in height around the residence. Windows, a lot of our windows come down pretty far, and the shrubs should be 6 inches below the window sill. And if the window goes completely to the ground, no shrubbery at all. We should use ground cover. I like to see windows that are lit up. You can use LEDs that are solar from the outside of the residence. And please, if at all possible, use a front porch light and a back porch light. We know that this greatly reduces crime, and if we can get everybody on the street to do that, it's huge.
So that's kind of the first time I've heard all those inches and feet numbers. That's pretty cool. I like that whole concept. Is this something that you thought up, or where's this coming from?
No, this is state crime prevention recommendations. This is to make residents safer. So the 7 and 3 foot rule on the trees and shrubbery, that's from them. And I believe it really actually opens a house up and makes it more beautiful. Other tips to keep your house safe from burglars include good exterior lighting all around the residence. Perimeter, this creates a psychological barrier. Consider motion-activated light fixtures. If you have an overhead garage door with an automatic opener and are away from your home for an extended period of time, disengage the door from the track and lock the garage door. And it doesn't hurt to inventory and photograph your property, record and maintain serial numbers.
Those are some great tips, Officer Reeves. What else can we do to make neighborhoods safe?
A neighborhood crime watch is one of the most effective ways to prevent crime in your area. Here's how to get a crime watch started in your neighborhood. We'll determine your crime watch group based on your subdivision and your boundaries. You can select a block captain and a coordinator to be responsible for welcoming new neighbors and telling them about the program. You can utilize social media like Facebook, Twitter, or Nextdoor to recruit and organize meetings and activities. Hold a Crime Watch meeting once a year with your local police department's Crime Watch coordinator to learn new ideas and to reinforce your neighborhood Crime Watch program. Contact me and I'll help get you started and answer any questions you may have. And if you think you see suspicious activity in your neighborhood, when in doubt, call 911. Many people don't want to bother the police because they are afraid that it may not be a real emergency or that they may be embarrassed if their suspicions turn out to be unfounded. The police would much rather be called out to investigate than to be notified after a crime has been committed. When in doubt, always call 911. The 911 dispatch center is staffed with trained operators who will evaluate your call, rank its priority, and dispatch it to the appropriate officer. And don't put yourself at risk. Don't take unnecessary chances attempting to confront suspicious persons. Crime Watch does not mean being a vigilante. Participants should not confront suspects or take any personal risk at all.
That's great information. Last year, we had to cancel National Night Out, so we're very, very excited that it's back this year. It's an important event for our community.
That's right. National Night Out is back on Tuesday, October 5th. Rowlett residents throughout the community are encouraged to turn on the porch light, lock the door, and gather with neighbors to show unity against criminal activity. Many neighborhoods plan special events such as block parties, swimming parties, and cookouts. If yours is one of those, the Rowlett Police, Fire Rescue, and Public Works departments would love the opportunity to drop in and visit with everyone. They can bring the SWAT vehicles, squad cars, fire engines, large construction vehicles, and more for kids and adults to climb on, into, and enjoy. Members of the City Council and City staff will also be dropping in on all the celebrations. Please contact me to register your neighborhood celebration or for more information.
That all sounds great. Let's move now to the subject of the homeless and talk a little bit about what the Rowlett Police Department is doing to prevent and stop this from occurring here in Rowlett.
Yes, well, Mayor, first, it's not against the law to be homeless, and so many different factors can come into effect and create a homelessness. However, it does warrant mentioning that as of September 1st, a new state law comes into effect that does not allow camping in public areas. This will affect every city. The good news is Rowlett is striving to get out ahead of the issue. Many of these individuals need assistance, and our hope is that they will accept it. Rowlett has added Officer Chad Caldwell to assist Officer Jones, and both focus on individuals in crisis as well as the homeless, because they often go hand in hand. We further added Mary Ann Nemery as the Crisis Assistance Coordinator, and she works in the field with both officers daily. She is a licensed professional counselor associate, as well as a licensed chemical dependency counselor. The police department is actively searching for homeless encampments and notifying them to vacate the area. We have created a contact list for all businesses to communicate directly with the PD when they observe issues. We have created a mass business email list for correspondence with business owners and the Crisis Assistance Program. This has been utilized numerous times within the past month since inception, where business owners have contacted us regarding their concerns. Those concerns are addressed quickly by the program. We have also used social media to notify citizens of the program, and our homeless outreach hotline is 972-463-3930.
Officer Reeves, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for all you and your fellow officers do for our community.
Thanks for having me, and we greatly appreciate you as well.
This fall, there are plenty of free-to-attend family events taking place in downtown Rowlett. First off, it's Movies on Main. We're heading back to the lawn this year. Every Friday night in September, beginning at dusk, join us in downtown Rowlett for the latest family-friendly blockbuster movies. There will be a kids area, vendors, games, and other attractions. And here's the lineup. September 3rd is Raya and the Last Dragon. September 10th is Tom and Jerry. September 7th, The Croods, A New Age. And September 24th, it's Scoob. Clean and sanitized restrooms will be available for patrons to use throughout the event. You can bring your own drinks and snacks, however, alcohol is strictly prohibited.
Next up is the return of the extremely popular Lunch on the Lawn. From September 20th through October 25th, join us every Monday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a variety of food trucks in downtown Rowlett, along with many other great attractions. It's a great way to change up your workday lunch routine with friends and coworkers. Make sure you're following the Parks and Recreation Department on social media to find out which food trucks are coming on any specific date. Then it's the Taste of Fall Market on Thursday nights, 6 to 9 p.m. from September 23rd through November 11th. Experience Rowlett's first Taste of Fall Market that will include themed Thursday evenings throughout the fall in downtown Rowlett. From pumpkin carving to turkey bowling, the Taste of Fall Market will be a great way to kick off the fall season here in our community. Visit with local artists that offer handmade crafts and search through a variety of produce, flowers, meats, honey, eggs, and more.
Join us on Saturday, October 2nd from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. for Celebrate Diversity. Hosted by Rowlett Parks and Recreation, along with the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Commission, we'll be celebrating and showcasing the different cultures of Rowlett and surrounding areas at this fun, family-friendly event. Attendees will have a chance to experience a variety of performers, food trucks, vendors, and kids' activities. Make sure you're following us on social media for a specific performance schedule. For additional information or to become a vendor, please call at 972-412-6170 or visit rowlett.com/Parks and Rec.
No matter what downtown event you participate in this fall, share your event pictures with us on social media. Post on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and use hashtag RowlettPARD, P-A-R-D, in your post for a chance to win special prizes and giveaways. Follow us, like us, love us on all of our social media pages for special instructions leading up to each event. That wraps it up for the September 2021 edition of Spotlight on Rowlett. We want you to stay connected. For the latest city news and events, follow and like the City of Rowlett's Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to our weekly newsletter, Friday at 5, and the monthly Mayor Spotlight newsletter. Both are available by visiting rowlett.com.
Have a question or concern? Contact our Rowlett Action Center. They provide courteous and efficient customer service by offering citizens a hassle-free method of obtaining information and reporting concerns. The online Action Center is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by visiting the front page of rowlett.com.
See you next month on Spotlight on Rowlett.